very much. I request our esteemed guests to please be seated. Request all of you to settle down as we proceed towards the ceremonial lighting of the lamp that brings in an auspicious note to this evening. The lighting of the lamp symbolizes a triumph of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over uncertainty. I invite our honorable chief guest, His Excellency, the Governor of Telangana, Shri Shiv Pratap Shuklaji, to please come forward and light the lamp. I request the rest of our esteemed, distinguished guests to please join the lighting of the lamp. Request everyone to please be seated. I request members of the media covering the event to please step back and make way for the rest of the proceedings. We welcome Shri N. Ramji, Director of the Hindu Group Publishing, to please come onto the stage. Request you to please come onto the dais, sir. I request the introduction speech by the Federation of Press Clubs President, Shri Gautam Lahiri ji. This side. This side. Request all the esteemed guests to please use only this podium.
Okay. Thank you. A very good evening to everyone. Namaskaram. Well, it's a great privilege that Hyderabad Press Club has given us an opportunity to unite the media fraternity of the country. So in these occasions, I have no word to praise our Honorable Governor Ji, who has agreed to come for inauguration of this national conclave, Dr. Ms. Shiva Prasad Shukla Ji. And I had the honor to host him at Press Club of India when he was Minister of Finance at the Union Cabinet. And so it's a great opportunity Hyderabad has given to meet him again. And in the dais, we have a legendary journalist, Mr. Ram N. Ram. All of you know, no need of an introduction. And then the Media Academy of Hyderabad, the Telangana government chairman, Srinivas Reddy, and the Vijay Reddy, obviously, who is the man behind all this show. So I must congratulate him for organizing this. We are grateful to him. And all our media colleagues from the other esteemed guests who are in the dais, the Honorable Secretary to the Governor, and also the other Secretary of the Hyderabad Press Club, and his team. They have done a wonderful job for inviting us, not only hosting us, and arranging a beautiful, I would say that a concept of creating an awareness in the national scale. It has never happened. It's the first time. So Hyderabad would be named in the history of the Indian media as a pioneer for strengthening the media and what is enshrined in our Constitution, Article 19.1. So that's the thing. I must congratulate you for hosting us. I will not speak much. Rather, you will be waiting for many important speeches from the other guests. Thank you very much. Wish you all success. It's a good opportunity that I'm meeting my old friends here also. And many of them have come from all the way from different places of India, like in Tripura, Calcutta, Mumbai, and Indore. They're those who are the leaders of the media fraternity of this country. So we are united now, and we will be expanding soon. Tomorrow we'll be unveiling our next plan. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Gautam Lahiri ji, for welcoming each and every one and setting that note to begin this conclave. Before we proceed, it is my privilege to introduce our chief guest, who needs no introduction. His Excellency Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla ji, Honorable Governor of Telangana, brings with him decades of public service and an extensive experience in public life and governance. Sir, your presence today adds immense dignity and significance to this national gathering of the media fraternity. सच्ची पत्रकारिता लोकतंत्र की आत्मा है. 2 लाइन मैं हिंदी में कोशिश करती हूं सर. और सत्य की आवाज को मजबूत करना हम सबका कर्तव्य है. आज इस राष्ट्रीय मंच पर आपकी गरिमामयी उपस्थिति हम सभी के लिए गौरव का विषय है. Thank you, sir. I know that we are all waiting to listen to the keynote address by our chief guest. But before that, it is a matter of great honor that we will be felicitating our Honorable Governor. I request the team to come forward with the shawl and the sapling. I request Shri Gautam Lahiri ji to please felicitate our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla ji, His Excellency, the Governor of Telangana. I request our esteemed dignitaries to present the sapling. And we have a special felicitation today from Pune. And I'd like to request our media fraternity from Pune to please present the Honorable Governor, His Excellency, with a turban that was symbolically worn by Lokmanya Tilak ji. Thank you very much, sir. Request all our esteemed guests to please be seated. And now, I think the time that we've been waiting for to listen to the Honorable Governor has arrived. I request His Excellency Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla ji to please give his keynote address.
Sri K. Srinivas Reddy, Chairman, Telangana Media Academy, Sri N. Dana Kishore, Sri Vijay Kumar Reddy, President, Hyderabad Press Club, Sri V. Ramesh, General Secretary, Hyderabad Press Club, Sri N. Ram, Director, The Hindu Group Publishing Private Limited, Sri Gautam Lahiri, President, Federation of Press Club, सभी सम्मानित वरिष्ठ पत्रकारगण, देश के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों से पधारे प्रेस क्लबों के प्रतिनिधिगण, मीडिया जगत के मित्रों, देवियों और सज्जनों, तेलंगाना का राज्यपाल होने के नाते, गवर्नर होने के नाते हैदराबाद जैसे प्रेस्टिजियस सिटी में आप सभी लोगों का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। तो भारत के सबसे जीवंत ऐतिहासिक शहर हैदराबाद, इसमें फेडरेशन ऑफ प्रेस क्लब्स के इस राष्ट्रीय अधिवेशन को प्रथम बार यहाँ होते हुए हम सब लोग देख रहे हैं। स्वाभाविक है कि आत्मीय प्रसन्नता हम सभी लोगों को हो रही है। तेलंगाना की यह महान धरती अपने समृद्ध इतिहास, अपनी गौरवशाली गंगा जमुनी शब्द उत्तर प्रदेश और का है, लेकिन महत्वपूर्ण इस नाते है कि गंगा जमुनी में सबको ही समाहित कर लेता है। तहजीब, गंगा जमुनी तहजीब और आज के समय में अपनी अभूतपूर्व तकनीकी प्रगति, आईटी एंड इनोवेशन के लिए पूरी दुनिया में जानी जाती है। मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता है कि देश भर के पत्रकारों को एक मंच पर लाने की इस ऐतिहासिक और राष्ट्रीय पहल का गवाह हमारा हैदराबाद शहर बन रहा है। बड़े शॉर्ट नोटिस पर जब मुझे इस कार्यक्रम के लिए कहा गया आने के लिए, तो मैंने शॉर्ट नोटिस नहीं ध्यान दिया। मैं इतना ध्यान दिया कि कम से कम इस शहर में जितने लोग आ रहे हैं उसका स्वागत करने का अवसर मिल रहा है। मीडिया केवल लोकतंत्र का चौथा स्तंभ नहीं है, यह हमारे समाज की आंख, कान और आम जनता के सबसे सशक्त आवाज है। हैदराबाद प्रेस क्लब की मेजबानी में देश के प्रमुख प्रेस क्लबों का संस्थापक सदस्यों के रूप में एक साथ आना भारतीय लोकतंत्र के लिए एक शुभ संकेत है, गुड विषय। फेडरेशन ऑफ प्रेस क्लब ऑफ इंडिया का यह मंच न केवल प्रेस की स्वतंत्रता को अक्षुण्ण रखेगा, बल्कि देश भर में पत्रकारों के कल्याण, उनकी सामाजिक सुरक्षा और व्यावसायिक विकास को भी एक नई दिशा देगा। आज हम एक तीव्र डिजिटल युग में जी रहे हैं। हैदराबाद जैसे ग्लोबल आईटी हब में खड़े होकर के मैं तकनीक के दोनों पहलुओं पर विशेष रूप से बात करना चाहूंगा। जहां आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और डेटा एनालिटिक्स ने पत्रकारिता को नई धार दी है, वहीं डिफेक्स, एआई जनरेटेड वीडियो और झूठी सूचनाओं, फेक न्यूज़ जैसे गंभीर चुनौतियों को भी पैदा किया है। सोशल मीडिया ने सूचना के प्रसार को पलक झपकते ही पूरी दुनिया में पहुंचाने की शक्ति दी है, लेकिन इसी गति ने हमारी जिम्मेदारी को और भी दोगुना कर दिया है। एक झूठी खबर चंद मिनटों में हजारों लोगों तक पहुंचकर समाज के सौहार्द और संस्थाओं के प्रति विश्वास को गहरी चोट पहुंचा सकती है। संविधान ने हमें अभिव्यक्ति की असीम स्वतंत्रता दी है, लेकिन स्वतंत्रता हमेशा एक गहरी जिम्मेदारी के साथ ही आनी चाहिए। सबसे पहले खबर देने मीन्स ब्रेकिंग न्यूज की होड़ में कहीं महत्वपूर्ण और सही और तथ्यपूर्ण खबर देना काफी बेहतर होता है। इसलिए आधुनिक पत्रकारिता के लिए एक ही मूलपन सबसे प्रासंगिक है। पहले सत्यापन करें, उसके बाद ही प्रसारित करें। फर्स्ट वेरीफाई, देन एम्पलीफाई। मुझे विश्वास है कि यह फेडरेशन पत्रकारों के बीच डिजिटल लिटरेसी, एआई लिटरेसी और फैक्ट चेकिंग जैसी अनिवार्य विधाओं को बढ़ावा देने में एक लाइट हाउस की भूमिका निभाएगा। फेक न्यूज से लड़ना केवल सरकार का काम नहीं है। यह मीडिया, तकनीकी संस्थानों और नागरिकों, हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि समाज को पूरी तौर सुविचारित ढंग से चलने देने के लिए फेक न्यूज से किसी भी स्थिति में लड़ा जाए। मित्रों, पत्रकारिता केवल सूचना देने का माध्यम नहीं है, बल्कि यह समाज सुधार का एक अत्यंत सशक्त हथियार भी है। आज इस राष्ट्रीय मंच के माध्यम से मैं आप सभी का ध्यान दो अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण अभियानों, जिसको ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने अपने अभियान में लिया है। मैं जब हिमाचल प्रदेश का राज्यपाल था तो, और स्टिल तेलंगाना का राज्यपाल हूं, मैं इस अभियान को गहराई से इस नाते चलाना चाहता हूं कि दोनों समाज से बहुत ही जुड़े हुए हैं। आज इस राष्ट्रीय मंच के माध्यम से मैं आप सभी का ध्यान दो अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण अभियानों, नशा मुक्त भारत और टीबी मुक्त भारत की ओर आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं। एक स्वस्थ और सशक्त समाज के निर्माण के लिए हमारा युवा वर्ग नशे के गिरफ्त से बाहर निकले और हमारा देश टीबी जैसी बीमारी से पूर्णतः मुक्त हो, यह नितांत आवश्यक है। मैं आप सभी पत्रकार बंधुओं और फेडरेशन ऑफ प्रेस क्लब से यह विशेष आह्वान करता हूं कि आप अपनी लेखनी, अपने समाचार पत्रों और डिजिटल मंचों के माध्यम से इन अभियानों को एक जन आंदोलन का रूप दें। आपके द्वारा फैलाई गई जागरूकता निश्चित रूप से लाखों जिंदगियां बचा सकती है। मुझे आशा है कि यह फेडरेशन किसी भी राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर एक इंक्लूसिव और लोकतांत्रिक मंच के रूप में विकसित होगा। मैं इस राष्ट्रीय अधिवेशन की अपार सफलता की कामना करता हूं। आशा है इस महामंथन से निकला अमृत भारतीय पत्रकारिता को अधिक सशक्त, विश्वसनीय और जनोन्मुखी बनाएगा। आप सभी को एक बार पुनः मेरी हार्दिक शुभकामना और आग्रह करूंगा कि इस 2 दिन के कार्यक्रम में जो भी मिनट्स रहते हैं, यहाँ के प्रेस क्लब के लोग, मैं उनको चाय पर आमंत्रित करता हूँ। एक बार आकर के थोड़ा हम लोगों के साथ डिस्कस करेंगे, मैं भी उसमें से अपने लिए कुछ ले सकूंगा। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय तेलंगाना।
గౌరవనీయ గవర్నర్ గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు అర్పించుకుంటూ, at a time when journalism is navigating technological disruption, changing audience behavior and questions of credibility, and the rapid transformation of the media ecosystem, Your Excellency, your insightful and inspiring words mean a lot to all of us, reminding us of our larger responsibility. Thank you very much. I now invite a key force behind this initiative in Hyderabad, a very important voice for the media fraternity, Shri Vijay Kumar Reddy, who has played a significant role in bringing this national gathering to the city, to please join us to give a note of thanks. This is not going to be a conclusion. This is merely a thanks to thank our Honorable Chief Guest and the esteemed guests who have come here today.
Andarki, good evening. వేదిక మీద ఉన్న పెద్దలందరికీ ముఖ్యంగా రాష్ట్ర గవర్నర్ శివ్ ప్రతాప్ శుక్లా గారికి పిలువగానే ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి విచ్చేసిన గవర్నర్ గారికి ఫెడరేషన్ ఆఫ్ జర్నలిస్ట్ పక్షాన, అదేవిధంగా ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ఢిల్లీ, ముంబై, కోల్కతా, చండీగఢ్, అగర్తల, కహోతి, చెన్నై వచ్చిన అందరి ప్రతినిధులందరికీ కూడా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ, ఇంకా మనం ఈ కార్యక్రమాలని ఇంకా 2 రోజులు కంటిన్యూ చేయాల్సి ఉంది. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి అడగగానే షార్ట్ టైంలో టైం ఇచ్చేసిన గవర్నర్ గారికి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఇంతటితో కంక్లూడ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాం. అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు. థ్యాంక్స్.
Respected distinguished guests and dear media friends, I would like to once again let you all know that this is not a conclusion. We will continue the program and listen to a lot more insightful words from our esteemed guests in just a little while. I request all of us to rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Jai Hind. I request you all to continue standing. Our Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency, the Governor of Telangana, Shri Shiv Pratap Shukla ji, is about to leave, post which we will continue this evening's program.
Booleans means true and false. Then it is identified as default. Then there are also some geographical fields here, geographical role, image role, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so here it is identified it as string data type, that is a text data type. Now, what I want to do here, I want to create here two separate columns. I want to have one column of first name and one column of last name. I don't want to have a combined column here. So if I want to divide this one column into two columns, or if I want to split this one column into two columns, that is possible here. What I have to do, I have to click this I have to click this drop down here. Okay, click the drop down here, this drop down button in this customer name column. And then here, when I click on the drop down, I'm having here options like rename, copy values, hide, aliases, create calculated field, create group, split, custom split, and describe. Yeah. Now, before I use this split option, let me show you what is this rename here. Rename, that's very clear that you can rename this thing. But let's say, I'll show you one example here. Rename. Yeah. Now I'm opening this metadata again, metadata table, because I want to explain here that why Tableau has given you these two separate columns here, field name and remote field name, though they are having exactly the same fields, but why these two columns are created here. So now I'll show you one demo. So here in the, let's say we are having here row ID. Okay, the original column name is row ID. Now I want to change it to row number. Instead of row ID, I want to change it to row number. So what I'll do here, just like Tableau, Power BI, we can double click on that field name or column name. So here also I can double click. I double click on the row ID. And now what I do, instead of row ID, I write down here row number. So see, I have double click on this title, row ID, and I have written here row number instead of row ID. Press enter. Press enter. And now here you can see it is now row number. I have changed, I have renamed it column. Now see here it is row number, and now you see the difference here. See field name, the first field name is shown as row number, but you see the remote field name, it is still row ID. So now you have got that concept that why this Tableau has given you two columns here, because sometimes if I change this column name, then I should be knowing that what was the original column name. Yeah, what was the original column name? So original column name will always be shown in the remote field name column. Yeah, you cannot change this one. You can change this one, but you cannot change this one. Yeah, see, I can double click over here. I can double click on the field name also here, and I can change the name. But I think so here I cannot click. Yeah. Here I cannot click on the remote field name. This will be permanent. Yeah, so that is the advantage that you get for the remote field name, that you don't lose your original column name. Tomorrow, if you want to again go back to your original column name, you can see, okay, it was row ID. So now you can again, I can click on row number. I can type here row ID. Row ID, press enter, and now you see it is row ID, row ID. Okay, so that is the advantage that you get here. Okay. So this was one demo here. Now let us come back to the customer name here. In the customer name, I want to split this customer name into two parts, customer first name and customer last name. So what we do, we click this drop down, and in the drop down, there are two options here, split and custom split. So let us understand what is the difference between split and custom split. First of all, we'll go for split here, split. Yeah, so click on the split button. After clicking on the drop down in the customer name, click on the split button. When you click on the split button, what happens? Nothing happens. You see, you can see that, oh, Samir, nothing has happened here. But now you go to the right hand side. Go on the extreme right of this table. Yeah, you can use this scroll bar, go to the extreme right, and now here you will be able to see these two columns here. Once you click on the split button in the customer name column, then you go on the extreme right of this table, and here you'll be able to see customer name split 1 and customer name split 2. See, these names are given by Tableau. We have not given any name. These names are given by Tableau. Now, here, if I want to change the title here, because see, customer name split 1, customer name split 2 doesn't look good. What I can do, I can double click over here, double click on the title, and I can write down here customer first name, and I can remove the split 1. I don't like split 1. So see, I've changed the name here, change the title of the column, customer first name. And similarly here, I can double click and I can write down here customer last name, and I can remove the split 2, press enter, and see, now my columns are ready. Yeah, in case of Power BI also, we have the split button. So I can divide the splitting. In the split also, we are having there 7 options, I think. So in case of Power BI, split by number, and then split by characters and delimiters and all those things. Yeah, there are 7 options which are there in Power BI for the splitting the column. So here, this is how we go for the normal split. Now see what this split has done, that here the splitting has been done when there is a space over here. Yeah, so here we are having this space between the 2 columns here, sorry, between the 2 names here. So it has done the splitting yeah, when there is a space here. Okay, so that is how it has used this concept here. So this is the, sorry, these are the 2 separate columns, and remember that the columns that you are creating here, it will be always shown at the end. Okay, so this is customer's first name, customer last name. Let me see. Maybe we can do it later on also. Now, one important thing here. You see that on the top area, you can see this blue line here. Yeah, there is a continuous blue line. Okay, while here on these 2 columns, there is no blue line on the top. Yeah, here there is a blue line, here there is no blue line. So what does this blue line indicates? So blue line indicates that all these columns are coming from the original data set. They are coming from the original data set. That's why it is indicated by this top blue line. While these 2 columns have been created by us. Okay. So the columns which are created by us, that is what you have also understood in this Power BI, the calculated column. Yeah. So these are your calculated columns. Yeah. Here, definitely I have not put up any function here, but still I have created this column on my own. That's why at any point of time, if you are getting confused that which columns are created by me and which columns are coming from the original data set, you can use this blue line here. Blue line means the columns are coming from the original data set. When there is no blue line, it means that these columns are created by us. Whether it is created by splitting or whether it is created by calculated field or calculated column, that's a separate thing. Okay. So that's why these are the 2 columns which are not having that blue line. So this is one splitting. There's a normal split. Now, another example, custom split. Okay, custom split. So suppose here, if you come to this left-hand side area, if you click on this order ID. Now, as I said earlier, that order ID is consisting of 3 parts here. The country ID or country short form, US or CA, the year, and the last 6 digits here. Okay, so there are 3 parts over here. Now, what I want to do, that I want to create one column, yeah, and I want to get only the initial 2 alphabets in that column. Okay, just now in this order ID column, I am having all the 3 parts, but I want to create one column where I want to see only the initial 2 digits, US or CA. Okay, so if I want to extract only one portion of this whole series, what I can do, I can go to this order ID, click the drop down here, and in the drop down, I go to this custom split here. Okay, I click on the custom split. Because see, if I go for split, let us also try what is the split. If I click here, split here, yeah, so split I have used. Now let me go to the right hand side here. So see, in the right hand side, what has happened here, it has now created here 3 columns for the order ID. I have used the split option. So order ID split 1, order ID split 2, and order ID split 3. So what it has done, that wherever you are having the dash, at that point the splitting has taken place. Yeah, the splitting has taken place at the dash. Dash is your delimiter, or space is also your delimiter. So it has done the splitting over here. But here we have got how many columns? 3 columns, because there are 2 dash. Now suppose if I don't want to have all the 3 columns, I want to have only one portion, that is this US or CA. What I can do here, I can come to this order ID. I click on the drop down, and in the drop down, I click this custom split. Okay, the custom split. In the custom, when I click on the custom split, I'm having this dialog box. What it says, how should this data be split? Use the separator. So here I have to tell Tableau that what kind of separator I'm having here. So here we are having the separator that is dash. So in the use the separator, I have to put here dash. I have to type here dash. If you are having space, you press space bar. If you are having comma, you press here comma. So use the separator, I put here dash. Type here dash. Now here it says split off. In the split off, if I click the drop down, split off first, last, and all. Now what is this first, last, and all? So see here, how many dash I'm having here? There are 2 dash here. So now I can also tell Tableau that where the splitting should take place, whether the splitting should take place at the first dash or first delimiter, or the last delimiter, or all delimiters. Yeah, the split off is talking about the where do you want to do the splitting, at the first delimiter or last delimiter or all delimiters. So suppose if I go for first, okay, because I want to extract only this US and CA, I go for split off at first delimiter. Then it is asking me, okay, how many columns you require. Okay, now see, if I do the splitting here, yeah, let's say if I do the splitting here, then I'll be having actually 2 columns. One column will contain the USCA, and the other column will contain this another portion. Okay, one column will contain this USCA, and the second column will contain this 2021-103800. Because see, here I have not done the splitting. I am telling the Tableau that please do the splitting at the first delimiter. So split off first, okay, and I want to get only this first column here, okay, because I want to get only this US and CA. So I'll be saying here first one column, okay, split off first and one column. I click on OK button, and when I click on OK button, now let me go to the right hand side, extreme right, and you see now if you go to the extreme right, we are having only one column here, because see, these 3 columns I created by using the simple split option, but this column order ID split 4, this I created only with the custom split, and I said that I want to see only one column. Yeah, if I would have said here 2 columns, then I would have seen here 2 columns. One column will contain USCA, and the second column will contain 2021 dash something. Okay, but I said no, I want to go for only one column, so I can see only one column here. Yeah, so that is how you are using the custom split here. So you can tell Tableau that where do you want to have the splitting, first delimiter or last delimiter or all delimiters, and then finally how many columns you require, whether you want to have 1 column or 2 column or 3 column. Yeah, it all depends upon the column that we require. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. So here you can do these kind of simple data cleaning. You can rename the column names over here. You can do the splitting. Okay, definitely you can also create here calculated field Calculated field means calculated column. Okay, see here the names are different. In case of Power BI, it is known as calculated column, while here in case of Tableau, it is known as calculated field. Yeah, just the names are different. But we'll be talking about this calculated field when the topic will come up. This group and beans also will be taking at the appropriate time. Yeah. Aliases means different names here. Suppose if I click on aliases, aliases, let me do one thing. If I click here row ID and let me write down here row number, and now if I click on drop down and if I click on aliases, yeah, here there's no aliases here. Normally, if see for aliases means I can give some name here. Let's say instead of this ship mode, in the ship mode I'm having the standard class, but sometimes people they also write down something else. Instead of standard class, it will be standard type, let's say. Okay, so if it is standard type instead of yeah, that's a alias for standard class, then I can see here that what kind of aliases are available here. Just now in this example there is no aliases. Aliases means different names. Okay, for the same thing, what are the different names given? But here there is no aliases, so it is currently blank. Yeah, so we can do this splitting. We can also hide the column here. Okay, so now first of all, let us connect our sample superstore dataset that we created, that we had seen yesterday. So it's an Excel file, as we know. So we'll be clicking on Microsoft Excel, and then I'll be selecting that file, sample superstore 2024. Okay, click on open. So in the customer name column, as you know, if you want to do the splitting, if we want to have first name and last name, so I can click on this drop down over here in the customer name, and I can click simply the split. Yeah, because I don't want to go for any custom split, I want to go for split only. So I click on split, and once we click on split for the customer name, now we can go on the right hand side, and here we can see those two columns that we have created. Okay, and I also showed you that we can here do the renaming. Then yesterday we also discussed about this blue line. So blue line, I said that if any column is having a blue line on the top, it means that that column is already coming from the original data set. Okay, while these two columns are not having that blue line on the top, so it means that these two columns are created by us. Okay, they are not coming from the original data source. Now suppose if I want to delete these two columns, yeah, so I can click on this. I can select by pressing the shift button, sorry, control button. So please press the control button, and you can select these two columns if you have created. Otherwise, you can see over here. So press the control button and select these two columns. And now I can click any one of these drop down. And when I click on the drop down, you can see that I'm having here rename option, copy values, hide, and delete. Okay, specifically I'm having this option of delete. Now I will not click here just now delete, but suppose if I click this option, this column, let's say profit column, suppose. Okay, I select the profit column, I click on the drop down. Now in the drop down here in the profit column, I do not see the delete column, delete option here. Yeah, I go for any column here. Suppose if I go for product name, in the product name also, if I click the drop down, I do not see the delete option. I'm having only the hide option. Okay, and plus other options are also there, but there is only hide option. There is no delete option here. So what does it mean? It means that whichever the columns are coming from the original data set, those columns cannot be deleted here. Okay, they will stay permanently over here. Definitely you can hide the column. Yeah, suppose if you don't want to see, let's say this category column, suppose. Okay, I don't want to see the category column. So I can simply, I cannot delete it. I can click on the drop down. I can click on hide. Okay, I click on hide. So see, now my category column is now hidden. Okay, but I cannot permanently delete it. What I can do here, I can delete only these two columns which are created by us. So I'll select this customer name split one. I'll press the control button, and then I'll select the second column. So two columns I've selected by pressing the control button, and then I click on one of these drop down, and I can click on delete. Okay, so these two columns I can delete. I click on delete, and you see that now those two columns are gone. Okay, customer name split one and customer name split two, they are gone. Okay, now here I have already hidden the category column. Okay, now if I want to bring that column back, okay, I don't want to hide that column, category column, I want to bring that column back. So what I do, I have to click on this gear icon here. Okay, let me start my marker here. So I can click on this gear icon, and when I click on the gear icon here, you see here it is written show aliases and show hidden fields. Okay, so suppose if I click on this if I click on this gear icon, and if I click on the show hidden fields, if I click it, then I can see here that my category column is now hidden, but I'm still able to see that category column here, you see. And now if I want to unhide this column, category column, I can click on the drop down here, and in the drop down I'm having the option of unhide. Okay, so I click the drop down, I click on unhide, and now you see the category column is now not hidden. Yeah, now it is available here. Okay, so remember this important point, that the columns which are coming from the original data set, original data source, they cannot be permanently deleted from the tableau. In the tableau, they can be hidden. If you don't require that field, you can hide that field, but you cannot delete anything. And the same concept is also there in case of Power BI. If you know this thing, in Power BI also, whichever columns are coming from the original data source, I cannot delete it. Yeah, I can hide those columns. Okay, but I cannot delete those columns. Okay, I can, and the columns which are created by me, let's say in Power BI also we are creating the calculated column. So those columns can be deleted by us. Yeah, that is fine, but I cannot delete the original columns. So this is the concept of hide and unhide. Yeah, anytime if you are having any issue, let me know. Now, one more thing here that I want to show you now. See here, we are having the orders table. We have brought the orders table over here. Now, yesterday I showed you the other two tables also, that is the people sheet and the return sheet, or people's table and the returns table. Now, what I want to do, that I want to bring these two tables also over here in this area. Okay. Now, if you remember, yesterday I showed you that there is a common field between the orders table and the people's table. Do you remember the common field between the orders table and the people's table? Yeah, so there was a region column which was common between the orders table and the people's table. And now the second question is coming over here, that what was the common field between the returns table and the orders table? There was also one common field between the returns table and the orders table. So order ID. Okay. So now what we want to do, that we want to bring these two tables also over here, and definitely because there is a common field, so there will be some kind of a join over here. Okay, we'll be connecting one table with another table with the help of a join. So what I'll suggest you, that if you want to create a join, then if you put your pointer over here, okay, when you put your pointer on the orders table, what it says here, logical table equal to orders, and then it says here double click this logical table to see its physical table. Okay, so it is telling us to double click this logical table to see its physical table. So remember that whenever you want to see the concept of join, yeah, between the two tables, then you go for the physical table, or you go to the physical layer. So what you have to do here in this orders table, you have to double click, just double click this orders table. And when you double click the orders table, now this, you see that something has changed here. Yeah, let me delete it again. Yeah, I'll double click this orders table. And now it says here order is made of one table. Okay, now this is a physical table or physical layer, you can say something like that. Now orders is there. Okay, you double click on the orders table, then it will show you like this. Now what I'll do, I will bring this people's table here. Okay, I'll bring the people's table here. And you see, when you bring the people's table here, first of all, it says here, drag table to union. Now I'll also talk about this, what is this union concept, but I don't want to union. You bring this table over here, the people table, okay? Bring it on the right hand side of this orders table, and then you drop it here. Okay, drop it over here. When you drop over here, when you drop the people's table over here on the right hand side of this orders table, you see that now people's table is connected with the orders table like this, and this is your join. Okay, this is your join here.